Ramadasa Sase Soham Welcome. Let yourself settle in and find yourself seated in whatever way is comfy for you. You can always have that blanket folded in a few inches and sitting on that, if that helps support the hips. It also helps with the back. Just make sure that we're not pushing out the belly, the lower belly, that we are slightly tucking the tailbone under, pulling that belly button in, and lifting the diaphragm, pulling that belly button, scooping it up and back. So tonight we're going to do a series of movements with some beautiful supported positions starting about halfway through. So just to refresh everybody, in case you need to grab something, or even, for the replay, to make sure everyone has what they need. You will need, if you have a bolster, amazing. I recommend having 2 on hand right now. If you don't have bolsters, make sure you grab some pillows and maybe a couple extra pillows, because you want to make sure you have enough height. So it's always better to have an extra pillow than not enough. So I would say grab anywhere between 2 and 4 pillows. And you want to have 2 blankets or a blanket and a towel. You want something that's going to give you some nice height. So, and you can always have your blocks on hand. And we also need a chair. So if you need to grab those things, then grab them. And we are going to just move through some really nice, there's lots of kind of twists and some nice forward folds supported, and even a nice fold with the chair supporting our chest and our head. So there's gonna be lots of some different things that we haven't done together yet. So I'm really excited for tonight's class practice, rather. So yeah, restorative is so nice. You can do restorative at any point. It doesn't have to just be at nighttime. I personally enjoy doing restorative at night because it's just such a nice way to end the day, to reset, and gets us into that slow, tranquil place that allows us to kind of have a little bit more of an easeful sleep, or easeful transition into sleep. And I know that so many people that I talk to struggle with that, and I used to have a really hard time with that as well. So first, we are going to start standing up, but I do want us to start sitting for now, and just maybe placing your hands face down on your knees, on your thighs. Maybe it feels good to you today to rest them on your chest, or even kind of grabbing the shoulders a little bit. And take an inhale, lift the shoulders up. And exhale to roll them back, pulling the shoulder blades together slightly, and let that shoulders readjust. Even if your hands are on your knees, inhale, lifting the shoulders up. Exhale, pull the shoulder blades together, roll the shoulders down, and feel them settle on top. Maybe it feels nice to place your hands on your throat or on your cheeks. Maybe they're gently massaging the center of the chest. And taking a few more shoulder rolls. Inhale forward, exhale back. Starting to connect that movement to the breath. And the opposite direction, inhale, rolling them forwards and down the front. Starting connecting, feeling the quality of the breath, feeling if it's in the belly or if mine's a little bit too much in my chest right now. So I'm slowing down. I'm even closing off the back of my throat a little bit, you know, when you and you fog up a window. It's a beautiful way to deepen the breath and to control the breath on the inhales and exhales. Taking 2 more breaths, letting your shoulders become still. And noticing where you are with your breath after your day or at the beginning or middle of your day. Always inviting you to drink your water as you'd like. And I'd like you to, or invite you to set an intention for yourself right now. Whatever it is, maybe it's for the moment, or maybe it's for tomorrow. Maybe it's for 30 minutes from now. Maybe it's for this year. We're coming to the end of summer right now. So maybe it's to do with the season changes. Finding that intention. And maybe feel it land with the breath in your body. And I'm going to invite us to rise together, to stand up. So however you can safely and comfortably come to stand if you're not. We are going to find our Tadasana. So feet are together, knees, thighs, or they are slightly apart, no wider than hip distance. That tailbone is slightly tucked under. The belly is pulled up in the front, shoulders rolled back. Inhale, bringing the arms up the center line in the body. Exhale, they arch up over the shoulders and fall down beside the body, palms face forward. Exhaling. Your eyes are open, gazing at a spot in front of you. You're finding your mountain pose, Tadasana. We're going to do a few variations of Tadasana. So first we're going to move into Tadasana or Diva Hastarasana, which is mountain pose with our arms up. So on your inhale and exhale, keeping your palms facing up, inhale, lifting the arms straight out to the side, lifting them over the head, just so they're in line with the shoulders and palms face forward. And exhaling, landing here. Feeling the weight evenly over the seat, over the feet. Feeling that gaze forward. Spreading the fingers wide. Relaxing the shoulders, slightly tucking the chin in to get that neck lock. Full breath into the belly. Full breath out. Making sure we're not sticking the chest out or just sticking the hips out, just neutral. 15 more seconds here. Inhale, lifting the fingers up, stretching up a little bit. Exhale, the arms fall down to the sides. Keep the arms going into a backward direction to bring the fingertips together, palms together into this prayer pose behind the back. Or if that's not working, simply grabbing the forearms or the elbows and eye gaze is forward, tailbone slightly tucked, focusing on the navel point. Breathing into any spaces where there's tension or tightness. Putting a slight pressure on the palms if you're in that position with the palms touching. Engaging the spine. Inhaling. Exhale to gently, slowly move the hands down towards the tailbone or releasing the elbows and bring the arms out to the sides. Then you're invited to grab your strap or whatever you're using as your strap today and taking it in your right hand. First taking your left hand, placing it behind your back, your elbows tucked into your side. Flip so your palm faces out and away from the spine. Lift the right arm up, elbows tucked into the elbow begins to lift up in line with the shoulder. Take the left hand, grab hold of the strap, and begin to lift the right arm, or the right elbow rather. And you can always walk those hands together, ensuring that we're not contorting the belly or the back to get this position. And staying here, breathing, and adjusting the hands slowly if that feels good. And maybe even grabbing the fingers and connecting the hands completely. Breathing, not jolting the neck forward, but keeping the chin slightly tucked. Eye gaze is still forward. Your drishti, your concentration focus point. You can always move your hands lower or farther apart if over time the tension is building. About 15 more seconds here. And inhaling one final time. Exhale, begin to release the right hand from the strap, let it fall down to the right side of the body, and now allow the left hand to come out to the side. And begin the opposite way. So right arm, elbow tucks in behind the back, right arm comes up the center of the spine, so it kind of comes in between those shoulder blades. Left hand reaches up straight if you'd like to do it this way, and bend the elbow and find that strap with the right hand, and slowly finding the position that gives you a supported stretch that's not straining or twisting or pulling, and holding here. Tadasana, Bamukhasana. About 10 more seconds. And inhale to release the left hand from the strap. Let the left hand come down to the side body. Right hand releases out to the side. And take a few shoulder rolls backwards, inhaling to the front, exhaling back. And you can take your strap and just move it off to the side for now. And if you have your pillows handy, you might want to just bring them and just put them in a stack right in front of you. Take your legs and step them apart nice and wide, wider than your hips, wider than your shoulders. We're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold. Inhaling, lifting the arms up out to the side. Come into this star position, hold here. Inhale, open through the shoulders, maybe pull the arms back slightly. Exhale, begin to slowly keep your back straight, back flat as you come into a wide-legged forward fold. And the pillows are there to give your head support. So you may need to add a couple extra layers depending on where you are. We're going to stay here for about 20 seconds. And inhaling very gently, beginning to keep the legs bent, not hyperextending them. Maybe bending them a little deeper so your belly kind of touches your thighs. And letting yourself gently roll up through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, and slowly heel toe the feet together. Take a few moments of stillness. And we will meet seated in our chairs. So you want to have your legs on the ground. So your legs ideally are at this 90-degree angle. A bench or something will do as well if you don't have a chair that height. If your chair is not that height, it's okay too. No worries. It's for the future, might be something. These folded chairs are really perfect for yoga. We're going to start by doing some cat-cow. So feet are under the knees are hip distance apart. Palms are just resting on top of the thighs, just about it at the knees, just kind of cupping over the knees. You want to not sit back in the chair at this point. You want to be seated upright. Tailbone again is slightly scooped under. Belly button is slightly pulled in and up. Shoulders are rolled back and posture is straight. And we're going to begin to inhale, to push the tailbone out, pull the shoulder blades back together, pull the belly forward, lift the chest, lift the chin, into cow. Exhale, pull the belly button back, round the lower spine, pull the shoulder blades apart and forward, into cat. And continue going in your own breath, very slow inhaling. Into cow. And exhaling, letting your tailbone lead the movement as much as possible. And then feeling the shoulder blades expand away from each other. About a minute like this, moving gently and slowly. Three more breaths like this. Full cycles of inhales and exhales. And on your fourth inhale, coming into that neutral position, and either grabbing a blanket or a pillow. Blanket, having it rolled or folded, and just placing it on top of your thighs, just kind of right in the middle of your thighs. Putting your hands on it, making sure it's there, inhaling. And we're going to exhale to just lean forward, let the belly rest on the pillow, let yourself hang forward in this seated forward fold position. Arms come down and forward, head is tucked in. And breathing here for a little. If you need to move the bolster or you need a smaller pillow or your blanket's too high, Just unroll it a little bit and adjust it, or switch your pillow for a blanket so you can adjust the height. So we're going to stay here for another minute and 20 seconds. So make sure you're cozy and supported. Inhaling fully and exhaling, feeling the belly on the tops of the thighs.
सुख मांगे मुख कर संतन के दूरे
Relax the jaw, don't clench the teeth.
अंतर जामी गोरख विदाते
And very gently starting to lift the self, lift the shoulders, maybe bringing the hands to the thighs, giving yourself some support as you lift yourself up. And you can take the blanket or pillow and just put it off to either side of you. And we're going to turn to the left side of the chair. I'm going to turn my chair so you can see. So our legs and body are facing the left. I'm going to we're going to come into a twist with the chair. Left hand comes and grabs so inhale. Left hand grabs the back corner of the chair. Right hand grabs the top corner, and you're going to pull the chair towards you with the right and push the chair away with the left. So again, to come into it, inhale, left hand to the back left corner, right hand to the front right corner, and begin to twist the shoulders, twist the diaphragm towards the left side by pulling the right corner towards you with the right hand and pushing the left corner away from you with the left hand. And turn the head back towards the left and breathing here for a minute. Tucking the tailbone in underneath slightly and then adjusting the posture accordingly. About 30 more seconds. Keeping the shoulder blades pulled together. Finding space. And becoming aware of the movement back to the original position of neutral spine. Inhaling. Exhaling one more time here. Inhale, bring the left hand to meet the right, releasing the right hand down to the legs. Left hand comes down and standing up and switching sides. I'm simply going to lift my chair and turn it around. And preparing for the opposite side. So inhaling, bringing the right hand to that back corner, left hand to the front corner. And you can even pull the left hand in towards you and push the right hand away from you. Or you can play with it. You can always push the right hand, right palm into the chair and kind of wrap the right hand around the back of the chair and pull the chair. There's a few different ways. Holding here for another 40 seconds. And your head can turn, either stay looking out towards the right, kind of in the same line with the chair, or you can turn the head to the right to look behind you. Only going as far as feels right. About 15 more seconds. Oh, excuse me. It's working. And inhaling and exhaling one more time here with the awareness of movement. Inhaling, bringing the right hand to meet the left. Left hand comes to the left leg, right hand comes to the right. And gently pick your left leg up and your right leg and scoot yourself back so you're sitting kind of in that normal position of a chair. And inhale and exhale, begin to fold forward, rounding the lower spine first and letting yourself kind of nosedive, legs fall down into the forward fold position. And again, you can always have that blanket or pillow in this forward fold position while seated. Just let your hands be heavy. Let your body be heavy. For about a minute.
नानक दास यह सुख मांगे मुको कर संतन की दूरे
Relaxing the jaw, letting the head be heavy, chin slightly tucked in still. Maybe even swishing. Very gently inviting yourself to push off the floor, left hand to left thigh, right hand to right thigh, and guide yourself back up slowly to seated position. And bring that right ankle up to rest on the left thigh. So it's just above the ankle, really, the left kind of lower outside edge of the shin, calf, resting a few inches above the left knee into this forward, this number 4 position. And flex that right foot. And again, inhaling, you can even take your arms, lift them up overhead, inhale up. Exhale, begin to fold forward. Arms come down to the ground, head gets heavy, and resting in this position. And again, you can always have that blanket. This is where you start to know where you need support in your belly. Another 40 seconds. Push the left foot into the ground. Flex the right foot. Tuck the chin. And tuck the tailbone underneath slightly. And if this is too much, then just cross your ankles and come into that forward fold position. You can rest your hands on your ankle or your knee. And begin to invite yourself to slowly come into movement, pushing yourself up, guiding your spine back up to straight, very gently, releasing the right foot down to the ground and welcoming the left foot to cross over to the right. Now I did just bring 2 blankets beside me. So you can use blankets, blocks, pillows. And that's to give something for the hands to be supported on if they're not coming down to the ground. So preparing, inhaling, lifting the arms up. Make space between the diaphragm, the ribs, and the hips. Exhale slowly with a straight back. Begin to lower yourself down to the ground. And this is where those blankets or blocks or pillows can support you with your hands as well. You can always make them higher and higher. And you can always cross the ankles instead of the foot, the ankle over the thigh, simply crossing the right ankle under the left or left ankle over the right. And very gently starting to invite that movement, pushing off the blankets of the ground, guiding yourself up, letting the foot drop back down to the ground. Just take a sun breath, inhale, arms up, palms reach high to the sky. Exhale, palms come together, down to heart center, connecting in Anjali Mudra. And we are going to work our way down to the ground to come into this beautiful supported forward fold with the chair. So before you sit down, take your chair and place it in front of you as you sit. Okay, so we want to have this chair. You want to be close, scooch in nice and close. We're going to take a pillow or our bolster and put it under our bum. Maybe 2 pillows because you want to make sure you have enough height that you can relax on the chair. And you even want to take some pillows, some blankets. And try one before we go into it. See how this feels for you to lean forward. And maybe you want another one. And if your chair has a back on it and you can't just throw your arms through it, you can see what it feels like to have them outside. But I think it might be best if you fold your arms together, put them on top, and let your head rest in there. So this is too high for me, so I'm going to take a blanket off. Okay, but the beautiful thing about blankets is the height is so controllable on them, so it's really nice to have blankets to roll and unroll or fold. Okay, so find your space. Legs are crossed, arms are folded on top of each other, tucked in, chin is tucked in. And we're gonna stay here for about 2 minutes. And if you need to have one ear to the blanket, it's too close, you're not a fan of breathing that close to something, then just make sure we're evening it out. So make sure you're turning the opposite side, the opposite ear to the blanket or pillow now. Breathing down the spine, all the way down into the belly. About 20 more seconds. And starting to become aware of moving, of coming out of the position. Gently using your hands to guide yourself up into a neutral spine. Taking the blanket off to the side. Lifting yourself off of your pillows or your bolster. And we're done with the chair. So if you have enough room to just move away from it or just push it away from you, whatever is going to be best for you. We're going to come into a supported kind of downward facing hero pose. So I'm going to guide you through this setup. So for the setup, again, you want to make sure you have 2 blankets and a bolster and a couple pillows or a stack of pillows. Okay. So we're going to start Knees are on an angle away from the hips, facing out, but the toes are touching. So we're kind of in this frog-like position here. And again, the beautiful thing about blankets is you can roll them or fold them as high as you like. So the first blanket we're going to take, we're going to lift our bum, grab the blanket with both hands, horizontal across the back of the body, and and place it on the heels and sit back onto the blanket. So you have the blanket as a buffer between the ankles and the seat bones. I am going to use my bolster, but if you don't have a bolster, again, pillows. So you want to bring that bolster in to the thighs. So you pull it in nice and snug in as close as you can get it to the inner thighs without being uncomfortable. And you're going to take your blanket, your second blanket, and this is where you can roll it. And you're going to put it at the top of the bolster. Now, you might even want to have a second bolster stacked on top of this. Or you can just stack your pillows nice and high. And the same thing, pull them in close to the inner thighs. Okay. So essentially what we're going to do, really beautiful. And I sometimes, even though I can just lie flat, I like having the extra pillow because it lets my pelvis really rest. So even if you can get flat out all the way, try having a pillow support the belly, the lower belly. So test it out first because you want to have the blanket on your forehead to support it when you lie down. So before we get there, just give it a little feeling. And if your toes can't touch because you have ankle, I have an ankle problem with my left ankle. I broke it a long time ago, so I have a little bit of a hard time with it. So I actually don't put my toes together necessarily all the time, depending how much stiffness is in that ankle. So there's your permission to listen to your body and do what feels right. So we're gonna lie in this position for quite some time. And we're going to go over by a little bit for class today, so I don't think we're upset when we're resting. So we're going to lift the arms up and exhale, just let them fall down. And you're going to slowly walk yourself over your pillow mound. Fingertips are going to come reaching forward, and you're going to bring that forehead down to the blanket. Again, don't be afraid to adjust, and if you need to come out of it and get an extra blanket or extra pillow, then come out of the position, get yourself set up, be nice and supported in the belly. Try it, and you want to keep the tailbone put. You don't want to lift up. You want to be as back as possible. So if that means you have a bunch of pillows and a bunch of blankets holding you up here, then that's what you do. You can get a block, and you can put it underneath. You can get the other block, put it underneath your headrest, and you can lie like this. Once you're in your position, take the arms forward, rotate the elbows up, the shoulders out so the armpits face down to the ground. Expand from the diaphragm. Exhale, settle in, and relax the arms down.
यह सुख मांगे मुकुकर संतन की दूरे अंतर्जामी पूरख विदाते सरदा मन के पूरे नानक दास यह सुख मांगे मुको कर संतन के दूरे अंतर्जामी पूरख विदाते सरदा मन के पूरे नानक दास यह सुख मांगे मुको कर संतन के दूरे अंतर्जामी पूरख विदाते सरदा मन के पूरे नानक दास.
And slowly becoming aware of movement, of transition as we move into our final relaxation with some supportive props as well. So bringing the right hand, just letting your elbows tuck in close to the body, coming to the thighs, and let yourself just gently push your chest up and sit back. If you have a second pillow or bolster stacked on top of one pillow or one bolster, please remove it and just place it off to the side. And you want to keep that bolster or pillows that are nice and long, and you want to keep that blanket at the top of the bolster. And just gently remove that blanket that you're kneeling on. Roll over onto your bum. Tuck your bum in so your lower back is kissing that bolster or the blanket. If you have two pillows on hand, placing them on either side of you, giving a little test with your knees, seeing how far they fall open. So you have a little support. If your pillows are like mine, you can fold them in half and put those knees on them. Bring the feet, soles of the feet together. Take your other blanket, open it up so you're all ready to lie back and be cozy. Then you're going to maybe hold that bolster close to your lower back with your hands and slowly bring your elbows down first and then your back onto the bolster, and have that blanket like a pillow, because you don't want your head lower than your chest. You want your head higher than your chest. And we're going to stay here for our Shavasana. So if you want to have your legs straight, they don't need to be open and supported. They can be straight or straight. And pull your blanket up over you if you have an eye blanket. Put that on. Let your palms fall facing up to the sides of you. Breathe into the belly, into the diaphragm and the chest and the throat. Full body breathing. And we're going to stay here in our final relaxation. Beginning to hear your breath once more. Give your fingers and your toes a little wiggle. To lift the knees up together. Plant the feet firmly on the ground. Maybe let the knees fall to the left. And let those knees come back up and fall over to the right. Maybe one more time back over. Inhale, switch over to the left. And over to the right. And back up into center. Knees point high. Keeping your eyes closed. Taking your right. Just moving that pillow on the right side out of the way. Picking it up with your eyes closed and moving it over to the left. And taking your right hand just down to the ground. Palm faces up so your elbows resting. Let your knees roll over, gently guiding you off of the pillow, off of the bolster. Letting the head rest on that right arm. The left hand is supporting you, tucked in close to the front of the body. Keeping the eyes closed still. Excuse me. And very gently pushing the right elbow, the left hand into the ground. And gently lifting yourself up, still with your eyes closed, up into a seated position. And once you are seated, comfortably allowing your eyes to gently, softly, inviting them open. Perhaps taking a few Sufi grinds, so inhaling, tilting the pelvis back, lifting the chest up, exhale, rounding the pelvis forward, rolling the shoulders. So you're kind of this cat-cow circular position that's grinding the lower spine by the spine and diaphragm movements. And the opposite way, again, inhaling, tilting the pelvis forward, pulling the shoulder blades together, moving in that circular movement. Exhale, rounding the pelvis forward, rounding the spine. Bringing our palms together in Anjali Mudra. Pressing the thumbs, the edges of the thumbs into the sternum, gently inhaling. Exhaling. Bringing the thumb up to the third eye, gently bowing to yourself, bowing to the guru within yourself, the guru within me, acknowledging the guru within yourself and the guru within everybody, acknowledging the infinite self, the infinite being. Offering gratitude to all of the teachers in our lives, all of the teachers in my life, all of the lineages from which these teachings have been passed down. And so grateful to be able to share them with you. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of yourself.